Hello all. We are still in sunny Braunston and it is very sunny. Look at it, glorious blue skies. See right in my nose as well. Yeah, so as you can see we are trading. Got a nice little shady spot which is doing us well, meaning we don't get too sunburnt. But we are just outside of the marina. I'll turn the camera around. There we go. So up that way, that is the rest of the Grand Union. It goes up through the locks to Braunston Tunnel. If I turn this way, that way is the entrance to the marina. 2 boats down is the Three Sheep Cheese Shop, and the other side is the Gongoozler's Rest Cafe. So we are selling all our wonderful wares. What I'll do, that's us, that's how we're trading. Pause now, scan the code. If you'd like to buy something and you can't make it to us. So we've got some lovely shawls, dream catchers, shrugs. Not really the weather for beanies, but if you'd like a beanie, give us a shout. Dream catchers, sun catchers. If you like your rainbows on the wall, which I do. Arts and craft supplies for all your knitting and crochet needs. So there you go. Good morning, and I hope you're all having a fantastic morning. Where are we? Tuesday. So there we go. Yeah. So I got my engine mounts done yesterday. Those of you that saw the photographs on Facebook will know what condition they were in when they came out. They didn't want to come, but they came. There's only ever one winner, and yeah. So got those done. New engine mounts. Made things a hell of a lot quieter. I say hell of a lot. There's a lot less rattling going on. So I'm hoping that's going to make a big difference to some of the videos and what have you. And a lot less vibration. Anyway, on to today's plans. We are off to Rugby today. It's about a 4-hour cruise. But first, I have to go back there and turn around, which means going backwards, which is always good fun. Through Braunston. Already noticed a marked difference from my point of view in engine rattles. Time well spent. I will say though, if you're ever thinking about doing your own engine mounts, don't. Pay somebody else. Unless of course you've got one of the boats with an all-access engine, you can get in all around the thing. Oh, that was not a comfortable way to spend 4 hours, I tell you. Back past the double arches, Boston Junction. Tell you what, if you're going to have a marina mooring or a permanent mooring somewhere, this has got to be the place, in my opinion. You go north up the Oxford to Coventry, south down the Grand Union towards London, and obviously you've got all the Leicester line, Northampton and all that. Go south down the Oxford, or again you can pick up the Grand Union up into Birmingham, or indeed just go all the way down to Oxford and onto the Thames if you want. Better than just going up and down the same stretch, surely. I appreciate that the way we do it with a continuous cruising isn't for everybody. It's not possible for everybody, so some people do need marinas and moorings. For those of you that were watching with us last year, we did this little bit. We went up to Dunchurch Pools Marina. Nice little marina, non-residential apparently. Now this stretch of the Oxford is open to wide beams, but only between Braunston and Dunchurch Pools Marina. In fact, there is one booked for passage, I believe tomorrow, Wednesday the 14th. Sounds about right. Where are we? Yeah, Wednesday the 14th, saw the notification. So they will be going through tomorrow. And in order to do that, like I said, they're booked, so you have to book with the CRT, get permission to do it. You can't just make your way. So they advise all narrow craft to cease movement, or as much as possible. Because I dare say, those on holiday don't read the notifications. Some might. In fact, I have heard of some that do, you know, when they're doing cruising rings and what have you. But, yeah, so tomorrow would be a no-go for travel, or I'd have to go outside of the wide beam times. I also think you have to have a member of CRT on the boat with you, or something, I don't know. Never done it, so if anybody knows, feel free to comment. But, yeah, those are a lot of things. I'm just guessing and making it up as I go along. What a stunning day though, eh? Church Pools. We stopped in there for some diesel and gas last year. Along with what seemed like half a dozen other boats. This year, no one there. However, on the other side, Shipses. So that is as far as you can bring a wide beam up the Oxford. The only bit you can get a wide beam on the Oxford. So from here, the bridges get a little narrower and possibly a little lower, so I've got to keep an eye on the camera. Last thing I need is that going in the bloody cut. Now this bit, as you can see, is very, very straight. And that is because it is essentially a new cutting. I don't know when it was cut, I'd have to look that up, but we're on the old Barbie loop. Now a lot of the Oxford is a contour canal, especially once you get beyond Napton, which obviously we are. Once you get north of Napton, it's very much contour, which means you follow the lay of the land rather than the expense of digging up for locks and all the engineering involved with that and the maintenance. Just dig a ditch. Now this bit used to go out to your right, and then just after this bridge we're going to go under, it would have been on the left, and then back in to the right, and then back in. So yeah, at some point it was redug in a dead straight line and took out the loops. No doubt there's still evidence of the trenches or the cuts out there somewhere. See, there's no boats moored down here, and that is because if you look down to the left, you can see it's quite sloped. I imagine that goes all the way to the bottom, which means by the time you pulled your boat in, you're probably still going to be 3 foot out into the cut, because you've got to remember there's 2 foot of boat at least underneath the water. That mistake down the K&A with our first boat, Honeysuckle. Went some more up down by a place called Avencliff. Couldn't get anywhere near the bank. Anyway, that's the M45. I looked on the map, Woody. So if you're going to tell me I'm wrong, I'm not. Tell you what, I've been in a bit of a breeze all morning. It's been rather lovely. Now you've got to be careful with that, because I don't want to go getting burnt now, do I? End up looking like a lobster. Although it is down here, there is a bit of a breeze. It's not as strong and it's not as cool in this valley. Oh, there we go, it's picking up again now, so we must be opening up. Just coming up for Old Barbie moorings. Got some wonderful looking moorings there. Very much be tempted to go there if I ever need one. Can't see that happening anytime soon, but you never know. It may come a time where I need a more permanent mooring than keep it on moving. There you go, that's Barbie moorings on the right there. And they've got alpacas doing the grass cutting. Why not?
I saw a llama.
Alpacas, not llamas. No.
Llama. Awesome.
That said, if I did take a mooring, it would be one of these ones on the right hand side. They're more expensive because they come with a bit of land. However, the view of the canal, you're not penned in on both sides. Makes a difference. If you're on a what they call a finger mooring, you can end up right in the middle of two boats and you don't get any sunshine at all. Or you do for a couple of hours as it passes over. Lovely. Working boatyard on the right hand side there. Slipped up. Get some blacking done. Need to get us booked in for blacking somewhere over the winter. They're out of the water. It's coming up for what, 3 years since it's been done? You need to do it every 3-4 years. Yeah. Start shopping around, see if I can get us booked in. Well, that definitely looks very tempting, doesn't it? Eh? Day like today. Just sit, have yourself a beer, enjoy the sunshine, watch the world go by. These next two bridges carry the sworn enemy of the canals. That's right, it's the railway. This corner and along a bit and we'll be at the top of Hill Morton Locks. There are 6 locks at Hill Morton, but you only use 3 of them. They are numbered 2 through 7, so yeah, you go through only 3 of those numbers. Everywhere else I've seen double up locks, so you get 1 lock either side and you can use either one. They are numbered the same, so pair of locks 3, pair of locks 4, whatever. For some reason on the Oxford these are numbered individually. Can't remember which ones we did last time, so I've got no idea whether I've used every single one or not. Also, don't know whether there's going to be volunteers. They often have volunteers there. Got told off last time by a young lad who was volunteering there. Apparently we took too long on the water point and he was waiting for us. Didn't really have the heart to tell him. Could have gone out. I was fine without him. But it was nice that he stayed anyway, even if he did tell me off. Here we are, top of Hillmorton Lock. This guy just reopened the gate because he's just come up this one. So, in the spirit of saving water, I shall use his full lock rather than filling another one. Although the other one's only half full. Gentle bump as we go in, just because at a funny angle. That went all right. They're normally quite in bloom up here, but it seems they've not planted up any of the troughs yet. Second time I've done it, second time it's not been in bloom. One day I'll see it. Until then, according to the sign to my right here, you can't quite see it from there, but there's a sign. Welcome to Hillmorton Lock. Lockkeepers on duty today are Mick and Chris. There we go. As luck would have it, there's a boat come up. So we're leaving the lock gates open for them to come straight in. And they should have seen us, and they'll leave theirs open for us to go straight in there. It's all give and take, isn't it? There's a lot to be said for canal community, actually. We help each other out where we can, make life easy on one another. While I was doing my engine mounts yesterday, there's a chap stopped, made sure I had everything I needed. I thought was rather lovely of him. Nice when people do things like that. And these locks do have something engraved on them. I didn't see at the top. I don't know whether the ones at the top have been replaced over the winter and just haven't been etched up yet, but the gate on the right here says climbs carefully down. What I'll do is I'll do some research, I'll find out what it says, and I'll let you know. There you go. Two locks side by side. Numbers 4 and 5. There we go. Last one. Number 2. Over there, Stillwater Lock Services. And they sell ice creams, but we're not stopping. So I'll get an ice cream somewhere else. I'll just back off from the gates. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Haley, come on. Come on, quick. That's everybody aboard.
It was the last one for a while, isn't it? Oh yeah, 5 hours until I best gone then, haven't I?
We're in Rugby, or just on the outskirts of the town itself. Didn't want to go too far in. So we're going to be here for a couple of days. Park opposite. Take Bailey for a walk later when it's cooled off a bit. Yeah, about 4 hours as predicted. Plus a stop at the walk point and bins and Elsan. That'll do. I've got a parcel to go collect. And time is it? 4:10, so start thinking about dinner soon. But, in the meantime, I'll see you later. Good afternoon all. Yeah, afternoon. It's a late one for us today. But we are going to move off our moorings here just outside of Rugby and go on up to, I don't know where actually, 2 hours. So we're going to cruise for 2 hours because it's 5 hours to Hawkesbury Junction or Sutton Stop. So yeah, don't want to do that this evening. And we had something we had to do this afternoon, so couldn't do it today. So we're going to move on 2 hours and split the journey into a couple of sections. So I'm hoping to spend Friday night somewhere up by Hawkesbury Junction. But anyway, I think this is called Brown Hills or something like that. Nice little park across there, water point as you can see. But yeah, it's a fair walk up into town. If you saw the Facebook post yesterday where we walked up to the Rugby school and had a pint in a pub called The Merchant. And that was a nice pub. Highly recommend going in there, but it is a hell of a walk. Unless somebody knows a quicker route than I found. But yeah, it is rather handy here though, because you've got Tesco's just up the way in front of us. And another trading estate up there. There's loads of takeaways in there and stuff. So if you want your Domino's fix or whatever, you can get that. Or Greg's if you're so inclined. But yeah, anyway. I've done the weed hatch, tiller arm's on, as you can see there it is, there's tiller arm, Bailey's minding that. So all we got to do is pull the lines, get the chains in, and are we on chains? No, we're on rings again, visit mooring. 14-day visit mooring with rings. How rare is that? Well, for those of you down the K&A it's rare, for everybody else it's it happens. Yeah, and we're just going to set off somewhere, I think Bridge 30 somewhere around there. Can't remember what it's called now, but yeah, I'll see you later. So where that narrows up there, there's an aqueduct. At this point in time, I'm unsure whether it goes under something, over something. Well, it goes over something, over a road or over a rail. I don't know. Not looked at the map. That said, it does occur to me that I looked down a lane while I was walking around the trading estate. and I saw a bridge. I just assumed it was a road bridge. Apparently not. So the excitement of the New Bold Tunnel. As you can see, we can clearly see the other end, so it's not really much of a tunnel. It's another fat bridge. But they call it a tunnel. And Bath Tunnels 1 and 2 get to class themselves as tunnel. So it's 189 metres long, 2.13 metres wide, and 2.95 metres tall. Quickly read off the sign whilst trying to keep control of the boat. Tunnel light is on. I can see no one's coming, but it is customary to blast the horn anyway, just in case there's a pedestrian on the towpath.
You want to scare him?
There we go, I'm going to assume that horn sounded. Well, I hadn't heard it, so it sounded. And in we go! Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? Cut and thrust world of narrowboating. Oh. But here's one you haven't seen and one we've done before. Towpath actually follows through. Yeah, follow through. Not that kind of follow through, get your mind out the gutter. All the others we've done so far have the towpath's gone over the top, but this one goes through with the canal. So back when all the boats were horse-drawn and what have you, you didn't have to unhitch and leg it. For the uninitiated, legging it is a term that common parlance means doing a runner, but actually it comes from narrowboating, where they would use a gangplank across the bow, and two crew members would lie head to head and walk through the tunnel. There's the end. Go into the light, Mike, go into the light. What, I found the edge. My tunnel light's gone off. Electrical gremlins. I have to sort that. What I shall do in the meantime is turn on the flash from my phone. There we go. And that will suffice. Always have a backup. So in this situation I'm not too worried because we can see the end. Anybody else can see us too. I would normally go faster, but well, it'd make too much noise for the video, and then you wouldn't get to enjoy this, would you?
I fixed it.
Oh, well done. I do know what the electrical gremlin is, and I just got to reroute a wire. Into the light. And back outside. Marvellous. Looks like the gardeners have been on this stretch. Some cuttings in the water. Unavoidable. Looks a bit shallow at the edges there from what I can see there. I'm not sure you'd want them all there. To be honest, a lot of people up on this stretch wouldn't bother mooring there anyway, for the simple fact that there's no hard siding. Not like life down the canal where you kind of moor up wherever you can get almost close to the bank. You can actually pick and choose up here. I know, showing off. Weather's certainly a little different today, isn't it? Yesterday was gorgeous sunshine. We wandered around, went into town. Today it's chill. Much more chill, I'd have to put a coat on. It's supposed to be nice for the weekend though, that'll be good. Just came under that bridge there, and you can see there's a landslip, but you can't see, I did. Let's get it right. But yeah, we saw there was a landslip on the offside, the other side of it, and a yellow sign that says unstable cutting, go slowly. So drop the revs down a bit and we're going through. Be alright. But no, I do remember seeing that there was quite a horrendous landslip here. Oh, winter. So this towpath is actually closed. So where's my finger? There it is. That towpath is closed. There's a fence up the other end. But, you can see people have been going around the end of it and using the towpath anyway. But I suppose, yeah, if you leave a big gap on the end of things, people will just ignore the fact you put a fence there and go round anyway, won't they? They'll do what they want. Yeah. Looks like we're coming up to the landslip bit here anyway. So I'll get that on film for you. So yeah, last winter, that bit there ended up in the water. Certainly wouldn't want to be moored down here when that happened, would you? Mind you, I wouldn't moor down here anyway. Far too overshadowed by all these trees. Whilst it's lovely to cruise through.
It's definitely been walked through.
Yeah, you can see footprints in the mud. So yeah, people have walked through it anyway. You can lead a fool to knowledge, but you can't make him think. Another section there that's slipped at this one. Slipped both sides. Well, we've gone past our 2-hour cruising, and now I'm not going to do my usual thing of just go, I'm enjoying myself, let's keep going. Because yeah, you don't make many friends doing that. It certainly doesn't please the wife doing that all the time. So it's very much put you in the doghouse. So yeah, we're going to be looking for a mooring in a bit. That's the short of that anyway. Hopefully there's some moorings up here. I can see there's a boat moored up in the foreground there, just about making that a centre screen. So yeah, we'll go see what's up there, see if there's anywhere we can stop. So there's a tiny little swing bridge up there because got rows narrow boats just there, and their work yard / little marina just So Helen's gone to swing the teeny tiny swing bridge across. We came through 2 years ago, a guy walked across and he had a bill hook. Fair play, say that. He just kind of swung it open and pushed it closed again from the same side. Obviously they're closed at the minute. Can go down there and there is a winding hole at the end, but maybe another time. Well, we are here, wherever here is. In all honesty, I've got no clue. I think that's around that corner. I think it's Bridge 26. Train line, the M6 toll is over there somewhere. There's a farm and there's some moorings. But that'll do. So that'll do us for the night. It's only one night in it, so don't have to be perfect. To be fair, it looks pretty good to me. Let's see. It's out the Coracle. Grimes Bridge is just behind us. That's 26. Julian's Barn, which I presume is those moorings just there. Sorry, my Wi-Fi aerial got in the way. So that's Julian's Barn, and then moorings, from what I can gather. Or maybe that's Lowhurst Farm. Lowhurst Farm? Oh, I don't know. Could be Colhurst. Colhurst Farm. Yeah, let's go with that. Right, dog needs a walk, so we're going to do that. And a spot of tea. Dinner. Had me lunch. Sorry, Karen. And then, yeah. There's no pub here, so no pub tonight. There is a pub tomorrow night. The Graham. Rather wonderful pub. I'll try and get some photos and videos in there if I can. But yeah, fab. Oh, it's been a chilly one. Been a grey one. Hopefully tomorrow brings sunshine. Looks like there's a bit of a sunset right from over there. So I'll see you later. So that just over there, that grey line, little industrial estate, and the other side of that is Coventry. I say the other side, it's probably twice as far, maybe 3 times as far as that grey line is, but it is what it is. Glorious countryside in between there. Beautiful. What a place to have a mooring if you're on there. So just sun, sky, beautiful. That is the M6 toll. So I promise you a little bit of history. This is history within my lifetime. Possibly within yours too, don't know how old you are. And I shouldn't ask. Gentleman never asks. But, according to my sources, opened in December 2003, which is roughly what I was thinking. I knew it was early 2000s. I remember going on it to travel up to North Wales. I was based at RAF Cottesmore. And it had only just opened. So yeah, 2003 bears out for that one for me. Rather high up and rather impressive viaduct was built when the canal was rerouted. Now then, a couple of days ago and earlier in this video, I mentioned about the straight along the Barbie moorings, how it used to weave in and out. A lot of the North Oxford used to do that. Let's move out a little bit there. There we go, zoom out so you can see it proper. Now the reason it weaved in and out was pretty much a lot of the wealthy landowners at the time wanted the canal coming through past their farms so they could load the boats up without having to take anything away anywhere, and also it contoured around the shape of the land without having to cut through hillsides and such. So in 1820 the canal was rerouted and given a more direct route, cutting out all the bits where it dives in and out and back and forth. And yeah, the real thing is it cut through this hill, separating Nettle Hill Farm from Mob Wood Farm, which is on the other side. So that viaduct was built to take a farm track, and it still does. You can wander up there and look down. We did last night. I didn't get any photos or videos, so apologies for that, but yeah, there you go. Canal was rerouted 1820. Told you I'd find a day. Now I know what you're thinking. Mike, you didn't tell us why the canal was rerouted. Why didn't it keep following the contours? Centralisation. So when one company was then running it, it takes ages to go around all the contoury bits. So as you'll have seen in last week's video, when I was coming up over the summit of the Southern Oxford, that is contour, and it takes you most of the day to go a few miles as the crow flies. Now if you're moving heavy goods, coal, hay, sand, whatever, by barge or by narrowboat, whatever, then you want to get it there in a timely manner, don't you? Makes sense? And to go round all the farms doesn't make any sense. There you go, logic. Of course, all that was in vain in the end, wasn't it? Because, turn the camera around for you. See those lines up there? That is the railway. I know I jokingly refer to it as the sworn enemy of the canals. It did rather take away the canal's usefulness as a transport route. That is the London North West Railway, as it was back in the day. I'm sure they don't call it that these days. It's probably something like the West Coast Main Line or something, I don't know. But yeah, that's what it is, or what it was. Golf course dissected by the canal. Golf, otherwise known as a good walk through it. Popular amongst those seeking promotions. Just behind me there, and down there is a little community pub called the Anstey. It's not in the book, not in the guide, so if you're watching this, it is there. There's a water point back there, but there's no visitor moorings along this section. There's no mooring. There's two permanent moorings, that road there, two of them there, permanent moorings. But there are some visitor moorings through the bridge behind me. Also got another pub. Can't really see it from the canal, but it's got a canal side garden. Castle of Roses or something, Castles of Roses or something. Roses, castles. Those words make up your mind which order. You probably look it up. It's in Anstey. Looks like it's a nice little place anyway, from what I saw. There's Roses and Castles, obviously traditional canal art. So if you look at the traditional boats, boats that are done up in the traditional style, they will have paintings of roses and castles. It's not our style, and as far as we're concerned, Tamarisk has never had them. So, maybe I'm wrong, maybe they were painted over before our ownership. Who knows? Yeah. Not too much further to go from here. About a page width. So, yeah, however long that takes. Hour and a half, something like that. Because there's no locks until the end, so, and I might not even go through that. I'm not planning on going through it if I can help it. Oh, looks like there are some visitor moorings up this end. Turn around, there we go. I'll turn the camera around, not me turning around. If I turn around, I'm going to see where I'm going, am I? So yeah, just after these houses, it looks like there's some moorings. So yeah, if you're passing through, why not stop? I might do next time. Not this time. I do remember this bit from a couple of years ago. There's been some couple of bits over the last couple of days we can go through. I don't recognise any of this. Must have seen it before. So, just not remembered they were there. Which is surprising from my memory. I remember all sorts of rubbish. It's another motorway. This one is the M69. Childish, I know. Yeah. Bridge number 11, Carter's Bridge. I take no responsibility for graffiti or repairs. There. It's also at a funny angle. I sympathise. Bridge up ahead, and there's a boat coming through, so I've slowed down to give way. But on the left there, Coventry Cruising Club, and on the right, Canadians with, look at them, teeny weeny little goslings. Cute, noisy but cute. So rather dangerously, I've come up with 2 plans, 3 actually, if you count the other one. So plan number 1. Get round this corner up here ahead of me. Let's turn the camera around so you can see where I'm going. There we go, you can see where I'm going now. So get round this corner and we go under bridge number 4. And then start looking for a mooring along that straight there. Closer to the junction the better. Now they are 2 weak moorings, I hope, he says. I could moor up here, but it's still a little bit far out, although apparently there is a nice little pub just up the way, assuming it's still open. You never know these days. Plan number 2, once I've done that, is go and see if there's space on the visitor mooring up by the stop. So before you actually go through the little lock, stop lock. Plan number 3, go through and try and find mooring on the other side. best idea I've had so far is go down Coventry Basin. Which I don't want to do because I'm not really headed that way yet. That's in a few weeks' time. Always good to have a plan and some backups. Hopefully one of them's going to bear fruit. Better off bearing fruit than bearing bottom. There we go, plan's coming to action now. Wish me luck. Well, that's worked out rather nicely. We are just round the bend from the junction itself. Typically there were two boats on the visitor moorings and they've just pulled off, but I'm not on pinning myself. I am on pins, so not chains today, we are on pins. That'll do. Ground's a bit soft, so I've double pinned. Just to make sure we're nice and secure. Let's turn the camera around. So there we go, there's the visitor moorings as they start, and you can see 7 days. 7-day visitor moorings. It's not bad, is it? That's why it's always popular here. We go up around the corner, you can see the old pump house, the old engine house. There we go with the chimney, and the bridge is round there somewhere. I'll tell you what, let's keep walking. I can show you then, can't I? Pick up the pace, get me steps in. I've got to get me steps in. 10,000 a day, doing me well. If you've been following us since last year, or before that, or you even know me personally, I have lost a little bit of weight. So there we go. There is Sutton Stop and the bridge just in the distance round there. Now, yeah, I could pull round, but I'm not going to. I can't be bothered unpinning the boat. So we're going to stay where we are, just round here. As long as Helen's got signal for her work, which I will go check. That's the only thing that could change things at the minute, because she still has to work this afternoon. So anyway, it's time for lunch. Actual lunch at lunchtime. Weird. Normally 2 in the afternoon. So yeah, I'm going to go find some food, have a nice drink, and I've got a couple of tasks I want to do this afternoon. So get those done. A couple of things to grease and what have you. I'll see you later.